Very warm welcome to another evening of SCUM. I'm not sure if I will do an all-nighter again tonight, but yeah, we shall see. So I was trying to sleep a little bit earlier. I was up since 6 this morning. Ooh, that's by the way interesting. Weather is a bit odd. So yeah, I was up very early this morning, was doing the rest of my taxes. Finally, everything is done. End of year is done. So I have peace of mind until July now. So God bless. Really, I can only say God bless because, well, it's not unmanageably much, but it is something, and it's still so that I can manage it myself. But yeah, you're happy when it's done, you know. So that's the thing here. So yeah. So what's the plan for tonight? I will just do and I will try basically a quick bunker run. Okay. And reminisce about very interesting day today. So don't know, universe has some funny vibrations today. I don't know what it is today, but yeah, it was a bit of a strange day. So for me at least. So what's the story now? Yeah, of course. Sorry, I just have to get a bit. Yeah, Simon was joining the last time, a bit unexpected. Didn't expect him to be around, but he was, and that's cool. I'm always happy when he's around. We ended up playing a bit of Medieval Dynasty in co-op mode, which is kind of fun. We are both into those strategic games and management games, kind of simulators and stuff like that. And we were waiting both for this kind of option, but not perhaps exactly this option as we were presented with in the end by Top Bliss, I think, was it? Yeah. So we would have expected kind of a server similar to what we have here on SCUM, but the way this works over there is just with an invite code, and then somebody is hosting the session and somebody else. So basically your computer will become the server. Okay, and that's always a very bad idea because performance is obviously depending on the system where this is hosted. No, Simon's computer is outstanding, that's fine, but it's still not like a server from, let's say, hosted from Google or something like that, you know, or from any of those larger companies, Ping Perfect and the likes, you know, it's just not the same. So things are a bit laggy and feel a bit weird. Yeah, so, but in the end, it's still a good bit of fun. I just never really fully understand what the end game is, kind of, you know, once you have everything built and everything is fully automated and you have enough workers to kind of build everything. What's the goal, you know? So what is then left to do for you, kind of just to investigate a bit the area, fight some bandits and stuff, and that's about it, you know? It's like the long-term motivation is not exactly there. Yeah. So for the moment I will stick with SCUM. Simon, however, has recommended me with a new game that is coming out next week, or was it I think, no, it's more than a week, the 24th, I think, was it 24th of January, from a German kind of publisher. It's a bit like Valheim. Yeah, difficult to explain this, but I will get more into it if it comes to it when it's released on that day as an early access game. Another one of those seems to be the standard nowadays. Yeah, so we'll take it from there. So now the plan for tonight is just to do a quick bunker run. Yeah, just see if I can, how it's looking over there, and if that fails for whatever reason or I have to cancel it, then I would head back to my other crate and just bring more loot over, or basically should stop saying basically too much, should stop by the other crate and see if I can get a few things lifted from over there over here. And see what happens along the way, but the plan is really to go into a bunker tonight. I mean, I have some equipment now, I have enough ammunition that should keep me going for a while. I'm just not exactly sure if I should go all in, bring even the crossbow just in case for some silent action. Might be handy for some. This might fail me at some point, so perhaps a good idea. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was an interesting day today. I had for explanation a little bit for people who don't know me yet that well. I still have this computer shop that I have to deal with. Most days I have staff, but on Mondays I am still myself in the shop, just for me to not completely lose the touch on what's going on down there. Have a bit of a opportunity for some people also to come and get in touch with me directly, and then also to save a bit of money because stuff is not for free, obviously, you know. So the 1 day off extra is also good for Miko, my employee. And so yes, off on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and you know, otherwise he's working Tuesdays to Fridays. So, and yeah. So I was busy on the vape section today. Sold an even high-end device today. I was all amazed how wrong you can be sometimes about customers. You know, there was this chap coming in a couple of days ago, telling me, or was it even before Christmas? I think he was looking in my window where I have decoration of main boards and power supplies, CPUs, and things like that. What you would expect in a hardware shop. So not a tool hardware shop, but a hardware shop for computer hardware, obviously. Even so, I still have sometimes people asking me for walking canes and all kinds of other things. You know, do you sell rugs? Oh, what is with a telly in your window? I have a telly in my window, which kind of displays a PowerPoint presentation on what computers I built and what is the use and all those things. And people are actually asking me if I sell the telly that I play this on. Yeah, no, I don't sell tellies. No, sorry. So, but this chap was coming in my shop before Christmas, and he asked me. He believed he saw something in that window that looked like a DVD player. And obviously I don't sell DVD players, at least not for a TV connection, kind of, you know, the good old DVD player, DVR thing, whatever, you know. I don't have even DVD players in my window. I think he saw a power supply that looked, in his head at least, somewhat like a DVD player. I don't know. I don't think he understood what he was looking at and just asked in general what it could be. And I told him what I'm doing here, even after 7 years. People don't fully understand what I'm doing here. I'm in a very small town. I'm kind of, yeah, it's about 5,000 people living here. But we have lots of large companies, very important companies as well. We have Alps, for example, here. Which is kind of a company that does electronics. They do, for example, the car fob for every single Ford car that is sold or produced, whatever. They do also things, or used to do at least for a long time, touchpads for laptops, the electronic that sits underneath to register your fingerprint and those kind of things. So quite a large company. Which is located here in this place, and a couple of other businesses and all that. But even with where you would think, okay, you know, it's not all farmers. Even so, bless them. They have a hard enough life out here. It's also lots of people from those companies who come in every now and then. But this particular fella wasn't really, like, you know, familiar with what I was doing, and I still have lots of people with the same questions, you know, asking me for phone repairs and asking me for if I sell toys or inline skaters, or I don't know, the string of questions that I had. I thought I would do at some point some TV advertisement or some advertisement for the cinema or something like that. Shift right. Okay. Shift left. Okay, that sounds good to me. So Yeah, so it's a long ongoing frustrating thing, you know. People don't seem to get what I'm doing, and he came in and I explained to him that I'm building computers basically, and that we upgrade computers to laptops and things like that, and he went like, oh yeah, my son, you know, is also into that and whatever, but he's not around, and was just meant as a Christmas present. And I said I don't have any, you know, I don't like if I would go after all the things that I've been requested to have, I would probably be larger than Amazon, you know, big Turkish bazaar style, you know, selling anything from washing machines to, you know, cars or something. I don't know, but that's just not on. Not interested. I'm busy enough as it is. Okay. Bit of a laggy day today on the internet. Yeah, so was funny somehow, but also frustrating. But you know, I would have never expected him to come back today and just buy the machine off me for 100 quid, and I go like, wow, okay, how wrong you can be about people sometimes, you know. Really didn't look the type. I mean, after dealing with people for the better part of, I basically always have been, you know, obviously in some shape or form, but in a business sense, probably since 2000 or even before that. I think start of my education as retail salesman was in 1997. So very public facing kind of environment, but I kind of always wanted to do that, you know. I was at some point in a college for, it was called Assistant for Data Technology, very high-end mathematics, physics, electrotechnic, all kinds of things relating to computers from back in the day, kind of. But it was clear even in those days that somehow you need to have somebody who explains all those things to the public, because it was hard for me to understand. And I was at the time when I went to that college already well into computers and didn't really have any issues to understand how they work or how they are built and what they can do for you. What I've learned over there was just like, you know, it was clear to me that you need still some sort of people who can somehow do something about it, do something with it. Guys, I just have to, for a moment, minimize that screen because it's so bright. Okay, I dragged my chat white this time, so shouldn't be any issues not to see it or something. But yeah, so, and after that college, I just said, okay, maybe a customer-facing environment would be suited as well. So I went for retail salesman education. Wanted to go and sell computers, basically. That would have been my dream. But in a way, it was still at a time where most shops would have people with lab coats selling those computers. So it was like, oh, this young guy, nah, he cannot have any experience, kind of thing. Very weird in Germany as well. How things are done. Just being distracted all the time. Yeah. Lionel Messi. My God. Yes, so so I didn't get the job. I applied, I think, at 3 different companies. One of the very large ones, Media Market, Saturn, and Kaufhof at the time. Big stores in Germany for electronics, a bit like B&Q nowadays. They do a bit of everything and everything, you know. But Kaufhof offered me then a job, as they said, okay, we don't have something for you in the computer department, but in sports. And so I said, look, that's fine with me. I'll jump through that hoop. At least I get a very good education. It was clear to me because at some point I bumped into the head manager for sales, kind of the guy in charge for our education as well. Gentleman in his 50s, let's say, always nicely dressed, you know, in a fine suit, with a tiny little pair of glasses, and a tall little man, but absolutely impressive. And I knew that I was at the right place, kind of, you know. So right away, you know, when it clicks, kind of, you know. So yeah, I went this extra journey, kind of, to get what I wanted, you know. As always in my life, sometimes the routes that you would like to take are not as straightforward. So I have a specific bunker in mind. We'll see if this is an option. I think water might become an issue at some point there. Seems to be one of those thirsty days. So yeah, and since then I'm really in this customer facing environment in one way or another. Customer facing on the phone, or people facing as a team, you know. Then with my own shop, obviously, and you have a bit of experience when it comes to people, and at least that's what you think, you know. And every now and then you still be wrong, you know. So that's just how that is. So yeah, that was a good surprise for me today, in a way. And then again, I have this other situation where somebody comes in, and this is just so often, so many times the case, and what frustrates me so greatly, this kind of basic lack of understanding of what your actions can cause, and in what danger you put yourself in sometimes when you are handling electronics. Even you think like, oh, what can happen with a small little laptop. The dude that came in was spilling, I don't know, half a long glass of Bacardi Coke all over his laptop. Then he tried to hoover it out. Very interesting way of dealing with it. And then he turned it on, obviously. Find out if it's still working. And then he said something like, oh, but the fan is now giving him some issues, and if he could have a look after it and fix the fan. And he kind of thought that I would have all fans here that you would have for all the 50,000 laptop models on the market that have been released between now and the last 10 years or something, which is obviously not the case. So I had to curb his expectation a little bit in one way, that first of all, liquids and laptops is just not a good idea, okay? There's nothing you will achieve with a Hoover drying it out. The only thing you can do is kind of use a large container with rice, not boiled rice, dried rice, okay, and hope that you can dry it out that way, or expose it to heat, and or you would say ideally in a hot press, or on a heater, or in a warm place, warm kitchen, for example, or on top of a computer that has exhaust vents to the top, that kind of way. And then give it at least 2 or 3 days before you even think about turning this on, okay? Because what you do is you just fry your laptop. Sweet drinks or alcoholic drinks, doesn't matter really, it's all the same. And electronics just don't mix. So even if you're really lucky and you somehow manage to get some suction in there to hoover it out, you will not ever reach all the points where liquids can go to, okay? All the fine cracks underneath some elements, capacitors and things that are soldered onto the main board, where there are tiny little gaps between the main board and that component, you know, where the water likes to creep in, or the liquid, you know, it makes no sense if it's water, or no difference if it's, you know, this or that. It's all liquid, and here on this planet Earth, on this good planet Earth, things start to rust, yeah, and that fairly quickly, especially on laptop components. So if you got that kind of banger for $3.99 from Lidl or something, top deal kind of, you know, but absolute rubbish, obviously, for that price range. Then the components inside are so poorly or of so poor quality that they will start to rust even in an environment where it's just slightly moist. Okay, so if you store your laptop in a car, for example, in cold nights over a couple of days, that's enough to make it start to rust, okay? So if you pour half a glass of gin into that or whatever, you know, JB and Coke or something or whatever else, yeah, then you shouldn't think about how to repair it. You should think about how to get a new one, because there is just not a hope in hell that this will last you, okay? No matter what I try with it. So that's just to my little rant of the day, guys. Liquids and laptops just don't mix, okay? Please, please, please don't ever try or come near with liquids to a laptop, okay? Unless you spend about $4,000 for a rugged laptop. Oh, that's my life. Very handy. Oh, so it isn't actually in use. No, that's handy. I was sure that I saw a base around this the other day. Maybe it was something old or got raided or something, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I saw just that this was enclosed. Well, that's fine. Let's head on. Yeah, it's just those like, you know, he hopes that I can still do something about it. Well, I already know that no. But the problem was he had a bit of a language issue with English, not a local, and so I have somebody who can speak his language in again from tomorrow. So yeah, so I said come back tomorrow, discuss it there, because he could only understand half of what I was saying. So that's also then another frustration, you know, something's that important and then I can't really share my thoughts properly. Makes it very yeah, difficult. You know, you would think like, yeah, but it's my job and all those things. Yeah, absolutely right. But if you do that for the last 10 years and there's just a never-ending string of people doing exactly the same things, yeah, don't know. So, life lesson: if you have managed to spill some liquid in your laptop, do not turn it on, please. At least not immediately afterwards, okay? So I had a lady in not too long ago. She killed it basically. There would have been probably still a chance to, you know, nowadays some laptops have integrated storage devices. Okay, they are no longer coming as an M.2 drive or an SSD drive. They come as a soldered piece that is sitting on the mainboard that cannot be replaced or retrieved information from once it's fucked. Okay, so that's the problem. And if you then directly after you spill something on it, turn it on to find out if it's still working, that's the moment when you actually kill it. Okay, so because all that liquid swimming on the mainboard and then lots of electricity, that's when you start a device up, that's the moment when you need most of your electricity when you run this device to fill all the capacitors with energy basically, and make all those things work. So yeah. I could head southeast a bit this way. So yeah, and this is the stuff that if you have to fight against windmills most of your days, there's a point where you just get tired. Okay, that's just where the point that I've reached. I've had really funny cases in the last 10 years. People who don't understand that they have to charge their tablet before they can use it, things like that, you know. Mother and daughter would come into my shop and say, "Oh, we just got this iPad as a present, but it's not working. Can you have a look?" And I go, "Yeah, of course," but I open it up, and in that moment where I open it up, I think about charge. Okay, so this is the first thing I think about. So I pose the question, "Have you actually charged it yet?" And the mother goes like, "You have to charge that?" And in my mind, obviously, I'm trying to run routines to kind of find any scenario, yeah, where an iPad would work without electricity. Okay, so maybe space aliens have invented some new technology that make an iPad work without electricity. Maybe a radiation source of some kind, you know. You know? I just don't know. But yeah, so I said, yes, of course you have to charge them. Not very often, but you still have to charge them. Okay. They were completely amazed that an Apple product needs to be charged. They thought it would work by pure magic. Okay. So yeah, those kind of things. And it's okay if you have maybe once or twice a year questions like this, but if you have it every day or nearly every day, at least a couple of times a week, yeah, that drains you. It's not that I want to pose and say, look, I know it all better and I know so much more than the average Joe, but we live, like I would have agreed with that maybe 20 years ago when there was no internet out there. But nowadays, or not at least as accessible as it is nowadays, I also don't know everything for sure, but as a life tip, I've always been good at finding a way to find solutions. Okay, so if I don't know the solution or the answer to something, I look it up. Oh, I had a pizza today. I'm not feeling well today. I don't know. There was something red in front of me just a moment ago. What was that? Is that the grass? What the heck? Oh, it must have been the grass. Okay. So yeah, nearly east now. Oh yeah, there was something else I wanted to check. There was something I wanted to check today. Okay, so that looks all good. Okay, okay. Oh, we're nearly there. Let's see. So this might go horrifically wrong, I don't know, we'll see. It's a difficult bunker. Oh. No, I do. Okay, I nearly thought I forgot my screwdriver. That would have been something. Yeah, so it's a bit of a tricky bunker. I remember Jan and Manuel and I went in there some time ago, and I think back in the day, it was just after the exploders joined. It was already freaking spooky, was spooky as hell, you know, and yeah, we'll see how it is now with the hordes. So a bird told me that it seems to be a bit better now, server setting wise, that it's kind of not as extreme when you kind of even be really quiet. But I just don't know until I know. That's the deal. Yeah, I think this Nightbot connection didn't work either. I think I heard a booming noise. We would have been an airdrop. Kim is playing the weirdest games lately, so I'm not sure what the story is with him. But hey. Need to poop as well. Oh. Really bad timing for this poo to develop. But hey. Oh yeah, here we go. There's a guy, he has a base really close by. Come on, get it done. Okay. So there's a good chance that I'll get company in a moment. Might be actually all the way. His base is a bit just about here, so he can probably see the entrance. So, well, the entrance that you would take to get in. Yeah, it's funny. So I couldn't sleep really. I had I was up very early. My kid was funny today. He said like, "Oh yeah." I asked him about his pants at the beginning, and he said, "Ah, watch the last stream." And I was like, "Okay, wow, okay." I do have other things to do in life than just watch your stream, okay? So I do have to sleep every now and then as well. So sorry for that I didn't catch up. But I have a work day behind me now, and I'm streaming now, and I might eventually catch up with the other stream at some point. But you know, it would have been a minor thing to just explain shortly in 1 minute what the story was, you know, just to kind of, yeah. But yeah, that's okay. Don't worry, no hard feelings. It's fine. Was a bit surprising though. I'm on the wrong side. Dang. Yeah, and then maybe there was a misunderstanding as well with the last time I wanted to kind of be part of that show on Saturday afterwards in the Discord, or after. I should rebuild that sentence. It's always difficult to kind of sentence building between German and English, you know, German mind, English language. I was planning on streaming that night, and I said to myself I would do that after you have finished, basically, and I didn't know that you would kind of be still hopping on. I would have loved to have a chat with you, absolutely, not a problem. But it was so short notice. I had already set the timer on YouTube basically to when I would start, and that was 23:30, I think, and that was just like, it gave me like 5 minutes, so I hopped on quickly, and just, you were already busy with the conversation, and I said, look, I have to move on, really sorry, I didn't want to say anything. Oh, that's the base. It's definitely there. I could bet on it. It's just so handy, you know, because it's facing exactly the direction where you would usually get in. So how easy would it be to sit up there with a sniper rifle to get a headshot while you get in before the mesh comes? Just when you least need it, and then see how things go. But also just for the occasional bunker raid. Yeah, so, and today I wanted to sleep earlier, but I couldn't really. I had something to eat, and then I had probably sugar. I most likely have already diabetes, I don't know. Can't afford the doc to find out. But I just couldn't sleep at all. Usually I would be easy after food to kind of sleep for a couple of hours. But today I couldn't. Doesn't stop me really, but it's really difficult in the dark. Where the fuck is the entrance? I'm just in front of it now. Oh yeah, that's where the place is. They put another one in there? Are you fucking kidding me now? Looks like he was staring directly at me, so I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, since the yellow bots are gone, that's the entrance there. Let me see where the base is from here. There somewhere. Weird. That's not it. Okay. If I remember well, there was always ever only one or two. A little bit further up. There was also a pile of stones, yeah. It's a long while ago now. I have no vest, no nothing, okay. So if I get hit, I will most likely die here. There's another one. Yeah, there's the third one up there. Weird. If I remember well, you could just go from the left. There was just one guy. But that's not correct. There's another one there. So I wonder if there's a setting for how many mechs in a base, kind of in a bunker environment. Interesting. Max mechs maybe or something. And then max damage as well. Okay. Let's just quickly draw get a map and see where the back entrance is, because this is just this is not what I expected. It's not really a cool bush. It's the one who's looking directly at me then, at the fence. Right. Was he already seeing me earlier? Stupid puppet now. Wait. Just what the doctor ordered. It's definitely a bit higher up, that's for sure. There's somewhere a hole in the fence, pretty obvious, so it must be this one. But then there's also the other mech. This must be the one, yeah. Okay. Interesting. Let me just see his way. It's really down to this one. Steady his pass for a moment. Heartbeat is 180 over 50 or something like that. Okay, got ya. Nice. Don't tell me that it's completely ripped clean like now. That would be horrific. Now how will they come in here? Can they open that door? Oh no fucking way, Alter. So that's what I meant with the the right argument in my hand. Because this is otherwise not manageable with a bow. I think it's just too difficult. And wow, we would have said more damage. Shite, really. So there's nothing really here. Yeah, 15. Okay, that's all right. For one horde, 15. So that means half a magazine for one horde. Doors are open. Great. When was the last reset? No idea. Some time ago. Oh yes. Thank God. Spawn. I don't bother with the puppets to loot them, it's just no point. This takes too much time. Praise the Lord. The guy from Skyrim, you know. The smith in the Skyforge. So now, yeah, of course. Back to my loot luck, you know. Yeah, from all possibilities of about 15 to 20 weapons, I get a bunch of ammunition. Lovely. Nah, come on. Yeah, and empty. You're joking me, right? What a job. There must have been somebody here just recently. Pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure. Well, this is just a bunker that many people would go into, kind of. Do that as well. That's really not satisfying now, you know. You would think that there's at least something useful in there, but a gas mask I have already set complete. doors are open over there as well. So that isn't a sign. That bucket. Yeah. Surely. I mean, if somebody's in here, I made so much noise that he will definitely know that I'm here, so I have no choice. I will just pretend I don't know about it. Not really, but yeah, this was just clean. Yeah, tough luck. So I guess the guy who has the base just outside is kind of oh my god. Okay. Yeah, one of those things I love about this game not is those endless resets. Okay, so I'll just be having a comfort break for the moment, okay? Yeah, let's see if we can log back in. Comfort break is one of those words in those business environments I used to work. Which doesn't really connect in my head properly. Like if you go for, you know, to help yourself, if you like, you know, don't really connect this to comfort in any way. But yeah. In the good old days at Apple, for your phone, you had to have a comfort break code that you key in so they could register the time that you have used. And oh my god, if you were 3 minutes and 1 second over, like, you know, meetings would be held, performance would have been analyzed, questions would have been asked, and eyebrows raised. So what now? Is that now reset, or is it? Oh, what is it? Oh, yeah. Oh, Yoho, of course. Again, yeah. Lovely. Sounds like a lot this time. You want some more? Oh, he's bouncing like a freaking... Yeah, of course. Knock, knock. Yeah, so the settings haven't changed, so that's bullshit basically. So there's nothing better or worse. Okay, maybe I'm lucky here. Nah, not a chance that this is easy. Yeah, sure. Like for me, it's like as difficult as a gold lock, basically. So there's no difference. Yeah, sorry, not for me. 1 second. I don't want to do that now. There's some puppet screaming somewhere. Shit, I have company. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, what we'll do now is the sensible thing to do, because I have no interest in losing my shit here and now to the crowd that is obviously aware that I'm in here and probably even heard me from the base that is just outside. So, okay, just a short one for today. I'm way too tired to kind of just show any reactions to this. right now. I know it's disappointing, but hey, it's not what I'm looking for right now. So what chance is it that you have somebody coming shortly after you into the bunker, unless they have watched you coming in? Okay, so good chances is basically that yeah that it's somebody who's visiting that spot, you know, and watching you kind of going in. So not only are bunker runs already extremely difficult with just the hordes, but then you have lots of players just kind of, you know, fleecing you while you get in. So yeah, don't know. It's fairly rough on this server, so I'm not sure. Perhaps I give it a moment, or I might just do something else. I don't know. I could also stream something else, you know. I have a couple of projects still going on. So, but for the SCUM part, unfortunately, very short video, very short stream today, just 1 hour, but perhaps good enough for today. I still need to do a few things tomorrow, even though Miko is back in the shop. We have to go through a couple of things with the till as well, and I would like to be able to do that and not wake up at 4. That would be great. So yeah, I have to cut it short today, and I think that's the right moment. I log back in at some point. Hopefully I'm still alive by then, because I don't know even how that works. If he hears me logging off perhaps and then comes and shoots me while I'm still standing there somehow, you know, would be stupid as well. So, but I just don't want to risk that right now. Most likely those people who go in there every day, meet people every day, shoot people every day. And I'm just not quite there yet. For me, the barrier was to get in one. I've achieved that, so I'm happy with that, and we'll see tomorrow most likely where this is going to go. I might just show back up again. I know that what the plan is for the next couple of days, and I just actually, let's just put some more of that nice background music from earlier. Found that today. Yeah, I just put it up there. So yeah, what we'll do is what the plan is for the next couple of streams. It's not only going to be SCUM, because SCUM is unfortunately still not kind of really completely there where it should be. I like this game absolutely a lot, but there's so many other games out there, you know, that I like to follow as well. Before I came back here to SCUM, I was playing World of Warcraft on War main server, a free server, free-to-play server, basically, private server. And quite a weird wacko server, kind of. So World of Warcraft might be an option. I've played with Simon Medieval Dynasty in co-op mode. That was another option. And then there's a new game coming out. Perhaps as an idea, I just show you that as well if I still find it. Let me just see. Let me just see. So that's the one. See if I can open the link without the video blaring. Yeah, that's the one. So it's a German publisher. I have at the moment some problem with playing YouTube videos 2 at a time. It's called Enshrouded. It's an early access game. This is just annoying the shite out of me. I don't know. I'm using an older graphics card driver at the moment. And that somehow causes, as soon as I have more than one video open, that it's kind of lagging really big time, and YouTube doing all kinds of funny things with me as well, with the videos, with the advertisement and all that. So this is kind of, come on, That's such a difficult thing to play it. It's unreal. I can stream a 2K a game in 2K, but I can't play a 1K video. Unbelievable. So yeah, YouTube is just doing really funny things with me because I really don't like the advertisement way because it's offering all kinds of stuff that is irrelevant to me. So, and I'm not really happy with it. So I usually cut them short, and YouTube rewards this with kind of laggy video performances and things like that. I had this in the stream as well from Break It today as well for a while, and I just said, okay, I just don't feel like dealing with this anymore. You would think that if it's in a smaller size that it works better, but no, it doesn't make a difference. So yeah, in any case, you get somewhat the idea of what this game is about. So it's a bit kind of base building and going out there slaying monsters and things like that. And Simon recommended that one. Well, we have been burned before with early access games, you know, titles that we've played in the past where things were so buggy that you couldn't play it at all. Basically, there are many examples, you know. Yeah, and beside from that, Enshrouded, that is coming out on the 24th as early access. We also have a couple of other things I could choose from, you know. So it's not that I only play SCUM, but there are a couple of other things. Farthest Frontier is very dear to my heart. So this is a kind of city builder, but in the medieval. So if you know Ages of Empire, very similar to that. Would say it's better than that, but it's also only going until a certain point. If you have too much inhabitants at the moment, they fixed that somewhat, but there's still some other limitations. So there is no population limit anymore, but rather a goods limit. So yeah, which is also not solved yet. So it's a lovely game. Can only recommend it if you're into those things. Farthest Frontier. Would be also something I could stream, but the performance is not optimized at all yet. For me in 2K, it's running at 35 frames. So yeah, I think there's not an option to stream that just yet, but it might be something for the future. I still have Just Survive in here from back in the day. Yeah, very similar to SCUM, you know. Also with lots of puppets running around, and yeah, it was a bit the loot bag, yeah, very cool. So yeah, it was a cool time. Definitely remember that, and I was definitely also a bit more fit when it comes to those things. But yeah, this is just one of those. Medieval Dynasty, obviously a big title. Co-op mode might be something. I might stream that in German language. We'll see. Yeah, and maybe some other things that might be interesting. So I don't know. Beside that, I have obviously also World of Warcraft here on Warmain. Jan, my buddy, he's already farming Lich King basically, and I'm somewhat behind. Still trying to get gear to get in there, so so that might be something to watch as well. And beside from that, yeah, maybe some suggestions from you guys. So if there's something that might be of interest, then just let me know. Okay, I'm happy to entertain you with whatever I can. If it's within reason, you know, Star Citizen is not going to work on my machine, unfortunately, at least not in a decent speed. And it would definitely not be able to stream and game at the same time. I tested it a couple of times when they had those supporter weekends kind of, or this open access weekend for free kind of stuff. Yeah, I think I haven't tried it since I have the new graphical, since I have this RX 6600. I had an RX 570 before, and with the RX 570 there was absolutely no way you could play this with 30 frames. Not a chance, no matter what you would set. But again, it was also not optimized yet, and I think they've progressed quite a good bit, and it should be playable now, even with the 570, but nah, that's just a pain to set up. Maybe another couple of hours just to find the right settings. And after a day like today, I'm just not motivated to do that anymore. So yeah, okay, that's it for me for now. So we'll see. I do probably more in the next couple of days. I just wanted to stream today a bit later. Our plan would have been to kind of sleep long, start again at 11:30 or something, and then stream perhaps until 3 or 4 or something like that. This is usually the time I would go to bed on a normal day when I have something planned for the next day. But this is now really unfortunate. So I'm not really looking to kind of battle me with a guy that has this as his living room, that particular bunker. So it's the same thing as when I had this with the wall hack. How funny it is that you go in that bunker and then a couple of minutes later somebody shows up, and shoots you, kind of. So yeah. But hey, some people still believe in Santa Claus, so that's fine. Okay, so yeah. Alrighty, so have a good night. Only a short one today. Really sorry for that. But that's not how I would like to do this right now. I want to have at least one load that I can get out of there. Yeah. I still have to think about my own server on SCUM. We'll see how we do that. Most likely I will start with the 10-slot server and then play around with the settings a bit, see the backend, how it works and feels, and what it can do for me, and then have it with my buddies, perhaps share it with my buddies and what they want, kind of. I know Simon, for example, is one of those more crafty types, so he's into fishing and into kind of farming and those kind of things. Jan would be more the proactive brawler type, a bit like Raykit, the leader. Me, myself, I'm flexible. I can do all kinds of things, but yeah. And then Manuel, who's not around until at least May, I think, with his stint in Iraq, would be... he would be... Yeah, I mean, he would do also a bit like everything, a bit of base building, a bit of bunker runs and those kind of things, So for me, I think just the way I would like to do it, I mean, obviously I understand the concept here when you have larger teams on Raykit server, then it makes sense to set it to 1.0. Okay, but for me, just as a casual, kind of filthy casual gamer, it's a bit overpowering, okay, because it needs a long time, and I might not always have the time, other than, yeah, maybe not tomorrow, but the day after, Wednesday to Thursday, most likely. Then we're done with all I need to do for the shop for Miko, and yeah, we shall see. So yeah, so I understand it, but I would probably set it to maybe 2.5 or something like that, which would still be challenging enough in some cases. And yeah, I would probably do that in that way. So I was thinking about this whole thing. Melka was saying about that as well, with the base building in that spot and all that. You have to understand that those guys that you have against you and that are stream sniping you and those kind of things, they're at it for a while. Okay, it's a bit like when the Americans are joining the Vietnam War, if you like, where the Vietnamese were fighting first the French and then the Americans, they do those things non-stop. Okay, they do bunker runs non-stop. Okay, they get as much C4 as they like. Okay, they will have no problems to lay siege upon you with RPGs. Everybody knows where you are because you are obviously streaming it. Is it a wise idea to choose a location that is so highly populated and frequented like the race course? Questionable, in my opinion, at least. you know, but you have to start somewhere. That's right. Of course, you have to start somewhere, and there are not a whole lot of options left out there. I can confirm that because I've seen a lot of interesting spots, or that I would usually consider as a spot to build a base, and they are all taken. So yeah, it's not easy, you know. But I think you make your life also a little bit more difficult, more than it should be. Okay, so there are probably some locations which would still be good, but not as quite as kind of challenging as this particular one, which can be accessed by boat and by by all three ways, basically. You know, there was this series in the Netherlands that I watched as a kid, To Lande, To Water, and To Lucht. I think the funny wacky racers that jumped off those ramps and stuff like that into the water, and so you could see how long they can fly with those self-crafted flying mobiles, kind of. So you can be accessed in all three ways. Okay, so and that is already bad, you know. And then next to a high loot area, bad as well. You have to be clever. So that's all I can share with that. Is there better places? Do I know it all? Surely not. My God, no. But from as an outsider, I can just say this looks sometimes a bit, you know, weird, difficult to follow in the decision-making process there. Yeah, I would love to help. You know, what I would like to get, or what the idea would be, is to kind of help him out a little bit, because I don't think I think there will be a point where we have to be more where they have to be more than just 3 or 4 people, because you're always in the disadvantage in a fight like that. Okay, so you're always, let's say, if somebody wants to snipe you when you come out of the base, you have no chance against them because they will always see you first. Okay, so would be handy to have somebody probably around the clock, like a guardsman, you know, walking around the area or checking for the usual spots, a bit what like Rakit was trying to do at the end of the stream today. That's what I'm thinking about, that, you know, you need somebody there at all times. Okay, and then maybe 2 or 3 other people who get the space up to scratch, because metal is not going to cut it against those boys. Okay, they will just come with a pickup truck, unload, and just lay siege. Okay, and then all your work is done again. And it's okay if it happens once or twice, but if it's happening every fucking time, you know, then it's becoming really a strain on the team. You know, that's what the problem there is going to become. Yeah, but who am I to say that to anyone, you know? So just as a noob streamer. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your night. I'll be with you most likely tomorrow night again. Sorry that it didn't work out in that way, but you have to be really, I mean, if they are tricky, then you will be tricky as well. That's just how I see that. And that's also why I find this limiting thing of, oh yeah, the story with the caves. You drove over a cave and the mines on top of the mines. Yeah, you know, I'm a kind of a guy, I wouldn't do that, especially in this scenario. But also, again, you know, it's 2 mines. For me, I think it's a survival game, and I find it very restrictive of where we can place mines and where. So when and where. So between 10 and 12, but only in a 5-meter radius around your base. The more rules you provide to people, the more reaction you will see to that. Okay, so it's the old physical law of actio equals reactio. Okay, meaning there's always an equal force and a response to a force that is applied to something. So I mean, if you clutter lots of or you put lots of rules out there, restricting the access or limiting the use of, then the more rebels you will create and the more work for your admin team as well. Okay, so I would probably go a completely different path, and that is something that I would like to do then on my server eventually, if I have enough time for this. Okay, so so the mines, yeah, I mean, the reason why people do that, if you were to build in caves regularly, is the following. When you are in a cave, you can hear footsteps on top of your cave, okay, you know exactly that there's somebody lurking up there waiting for you to come out. This is the bonus on the cave, okay? You can hear before you can see, which is always a bonus already, because in most cases right now you just get shot and you don't hear or see anything. So when I had this moment with the wall hack, which I still believe is a wall hack, absolutely, I could hear shortly after, for the next 2 hours, footsteps all around the cave. Okay, there's obviously lots of rock lying around and stone and whatever. And then when I finally got out and cut another tree, then I would get shot. Coincidence? The guy said to me something like, "Oh, I was just coming from the trader." Yeah, that's surely not a lie, you know, but like, what happened in between, you know? That is kind of the question really that I pose. So I know what I heard and I know what I saw, and I'm not insane yet. Okay, I might get insane eventually if I keep looting 1.x, you know. And there have like 20 other guys in the bunker to kind of create lots of hordes, you know. This is also one of those things right now we have to be very careful of. What people often do is they just drive with a pickup truck or any other car through a village. And the way this works with the hordes right now, in the past, the zombies would run after the car. But for whatever reason, they switch over to you, who was up to that point not visible, could not be heard or anything like that. You know, if the guy knows or saw you going into the city, let's say, or into that village, and he drives through with a car, then he will trigger the horde, and the horde will run not after the car but after you, no matter if you are just as quiet as possible in a corner. I've seen that firsthand myself as well. Okay, this is an added bonus of those hordes right now. And then the same thing here in the bunker. Okay, the guy will run in circles in that bunker so long until there are about 100 puppets. So there's absolutely, he doesn't even need to fight with me. He just needs to open the door. Not even that, because the zombies do that for you now. So you run in circles in there as long as you like, make a bit of noise, and then close some doors, and then you will have 3 or 4 hordes running after him. He will run out, and the rest of the stuff is running then after me. Okay, even so I've made no noise. So, and that's why I locked off right now. Okay, so you have to be clever, really, really clever. Okay, and would be great, you know, to not give up, obviously, and see that. But you know, if you have people who do that, you know, then don't punish the ones who kind of do it alike, if you like, right? Okay, cool. So thanks for watching for now, and see you next time.